Deep inside an old American forest, hidden beneath decades of fallen leaves, rested a forgotten racing legend. Time had stolen its shine, rust had eaten away its body, and nature slowly claimed what once ruled the road. Most people walked past without even noticing it. But for one restoration team, this wasn't just an abandoned car, it was a rare piece of automotive history waiting for a second chance. Today begins an incredible journey that will transform this forgotten machine from a lifeless wreck into a breathtaking masterpiece. As the team carefully explored the area, they realized this wasn't an ordinary abandoned vehicle. The iconic curves, classic racing number, and handcrafted details revealed a priceless vintage sports car that had disappeared decades ago. Every inch told a story of speed, glory, and forgotten memories. Although badly damaged, the frame still carried hope. The restoration team knew this would become one of the most challenging projects they had ever attempted. Years of neglect had left the wheels completely frozen. Thick rust covered every moving part, and the tires had long since disappeared into the soil. Carefully, the crew removed branches, cleaned the surrounding ground, and positioned heavy recovery equipment. Every move had to be slow and precise because one mistake could destroy irreplaceable original parts that survived for generations. For the first time in decades, the forgotten roadster finally moved. Slowly pulled from the earth that had trapped it for years, rust and dirt fell away as sunlight touched the body once again. The rescue wasn't easy, but every inch forward felt like bringing history back to life. The impossible restoration had officially begun. The roadster finally arrived at the restoration workshop. Under bright lights, decades of damage became fully visible. Rust had spread across the chassis, the interior was almost gone, and nearly every mechanical system needed rebuilding. But hidden beneath all that decay was a timeless masterpiece waiting to return. The real restoration begins now. The restoration officially begins as every damaged component is carefully removed. The hood, fenders, doors, engine, suspension, and interior are taken apart piece by piece. Every bolt is labeled to preserve authenticity. Under decades of rust and dirt, the true condition of the classic roadster is finally revealed. The team knows this project will require patience, precision, and hundreds of hours of dedicated craftsmanship. Every inch of the body is covered with heavy rust, cracked paint, and corrosion. Using sandblasting and specialized restoration tools, the team slowly removes decades of damage without harming the original metal. Hidden beneath the corrosion, solid steel begins to appear once again. It is the first real sign that this forgotten racing legend can truly be saved. With the body separated, attention turns to the chassis. Every weld is inspected, damaged sections are repaired, and the entire frame is reinforced to factory standards. Suspension mounting points are restored with incredible precision. A strong foundation is essential because every beautiful classic begins with a perfectly rebuilt chassis. The original engine is completely dismantled for inspection. Worn bearings, damaged seals, and corroded components are replaced with precision-built parts. Every moving component is measured, cleaned, and assembled to exact specifications. Slowly, the silent heart of this legendary machine prepares to beat once again after decades of complete silence. Before painting begins, every restored body panel is temporarily installed to verify perfect alignment. Tiny adjustments are made to achieve factory-level panel gaps. The once-forgotten roadster finally begins to resemble a complete automobile again. Although still unfinished, its legendary silhouette has returned, proving that the impossible restoration is becoming reality. After weeks of careful metal repair, every dent, crack, and imperfection is corrected by hand. The body is block-sanded again and again until every curve is perfectly smooth. The restoration team refuses to rush, knowing that flawless paint begins with flawless preparation. For the first time in decades, the classic roadster is ready for its new life. Inside a professional paint booth, the first coat of fresh classic white paint is applied with incredible precision. Layer after layer creates a deep, glossy finish that reflects light like a mirror. The faded, forgotten body disappears forever as the legendary roadster begins to shine once again. Attention now shifts to the cabin. Every damaged component is restored or recreated to match the original design. Fresh leather, restored gauges, polished steering wheel, and carefully stitched seats bring the interior back to factory condition. The classic racing cockpit finally feels alive again. The freshly painted body is carefully reunited with the restored chassis. The rebuilt engine, suspension, brakes, lights, chrome trim, and every original detail are installed one by one. Months of hard work finally come together as the forgotten roadster takes its complete shape once again. After decades of silence, the moment finally arrives. The ignition key turns slowly, and the rebuilt engine comes to life with a deep, powerful roar. Everyone in the workshop pauses to listen. What was once abandoned in the forest has become a living legend again. But one final challenge remains: the first drive. Months of hard work have led to this unforgettable moment. The restored vintage roadster slowly rolls out of the workshop under its own power. Every system is monitored carefully as the engine runs smoothly and the suspension absorbs every bump with confidence. After spending decades abandoned in the forest, this legendary machine is finally back where it belongs, on the open road. On a quiet countryside road, the team carefully tests every part of the restoration. The steering feels precise, the brakes respond perfectly, and the rebuilt engine delivers smooth, confident power. Every successful mile proves that this forgotten racing icon has returned to life exactly as its creators intended many decades ago. Back at the workshop, every chrome surface is polished to perfection. The paint receives a flawless ceramic finish, the glass shines crystal clear, and every tiny detail is inspected one last time. What was once covered in rust and leaves now looks exactly like the day it first left the factory. The workshop doors slowly open as sunlight floods the room. Standing in front of everyone is the fully restored racing roadster, shining brighter than ever before. The transformation is almost impossible to believe. The abandoned wreck hidden in the forest has become a timeless masterpiece, proving that true craftsmanship can bring history back to life. This restoration was never just about repairing an old car. It was about preserving history, honoring craftsmanship, and giving a forgotten legend another chance to inspire future generations. From a rust-covered wreck abandoned in the forest to a stunning classic admired by everyone, this incredible journey proves that with patience and passion, even the impossible can become reality.